Hey everyone, this is Chris from Smithy Fitness. Welcome back to my channel. Now today's a different one. Man, I woke up this morning and I had a case of gout. I'm 59 years old, I've got body fat below 10%, I barely drink. So generally when you think of gout, you're thinking of overweight, obese people, drinkers for sure, sloppy eaters. I'm none of those things, but here it is. My first case of gout I got when I was 53. It does run in my family. My dad had it, my grandmother had it, my older brothers probably had it for 25 years. So my first case was at 53, and I've done some research on it since then, and I thought I'd share a few things with you. Number one, I'm convinced gout is directly correlated to the amount of sugar that you eat, that you have as an intake. So whenever I've had it in the past, when I didn't know what was going on, I was researching it. It was either over my birthday, where I maybe had some cake and some beers and such, or through Christmas when I was eating licorice all sorts, and eggnog and lots of drinking and partying and things of that nature. And that's when the gout would come. And I've probably had 7 or 8, 10 episodes over the past years. And I've learned that the best thing to do is to cut out all sugar for sure. And also, in the last year or two, I've started to fast. So as soon as it comes, rather than go to the doctor and get antibiotics, which will relieve the pain and the pressure, as soon as it comes, what I do is I just stop eating and go for probably 36 hours. And that's what I'm going to do this time. I'm going to document it because right now it's 9 a.m. The episode occurred overnight, although I had inklings of it the last day or two, but overnight it really blows up. And if you've got it, boy, just the weight of your sheet on your foot will really hurt. Now, gout generally occurs in the extremities, generally in your big toe or your ankle. For me, I'll show you in a moment that it's just the side bone of my foot. And yeah, the weight of the sheet on it really is, feels like an iron blanket. It's really heavy and uncomfortable. So I'm going to show you, if I sit down and you can see it's on my left foot, and it's not super obvious, but I'm swollen in here. This is where the pain is the most. I've got swelling underneath the foot and a little bit on top, and you can see it's even purple. And one of the things that that goes with gout is heat. So I'm going to take my handy thermometer or my heat gauge, and you can see that it's around 84, 85 degrees. And if I go to my healthy foot, it's at, what's that, 76 degrees, 75 degrees. So there's some real heat coming off the foot. It's really uncomfortable. Quite painful. Gout is no fun at all if you've ever had it or you know someone who's had it. It's really not a pleasant thing to do. So my last meal, and what did I do? I mean, we're all in this quarantine. I guess I've had maybe a few more cookies than normal. I would, maybe have a few a week, and I've been having maybe 2 a day or 3 a day after, after my meals. Nothing terrible. One thing that I do have, one of my comfort foods is to eat a Greek yogurt and mix in a protein powder, a chocolate protein powder. Now that protein powder no doubt has sweetener in it, and perhaps that's a culprit. I don't know for sure. But in any event, we finished our last meal last night a little bit late, say 9 p.m. Right now it's 9 a.m., so that's 12 hours. I'm going to probably need to go 36 hours, maybe 40 hours to tackle this. But I'll keep you up to date. I'm convinced fasting is the way. Fasting, can be a little bit uncomfortable in that, eating is an enjoyable thing to do. But this thing here has greater pain than the joy of food. So I'm gonna fast. I'll check in a little while and let you know how it's going. All right, guys, see you later. All right, so here we are. It's 9 p.m. I've now been fasting for 24 hours solid. So the reason the thought process behind fasting is that it gives your body a rest. And fasting can help cure any of your ills, depending on how long you fast. Even getting to cancer, or certainly reports of cancer being cured at least at some level, but it might take an 18-day fast or a 22-day fast. So I'm at the 24-hour mark. What happens is the body is able to take all its energy and focus on the injured part of your body. So it focuses on healing, fixing the problem. Whereas if you're eating and drinking, then a lot of your energy goes to digestion. And the food can actually harm the problem and also take away the body's energy from healing it. So I'm at 24 hours. How does it feel? It's actually pretty easy. I mean, you'll get, I guess it's hunger, but really what it is boredom. Again, eating is enjoyable. I've missed that part of it. I didn't have a coffee today. All I've had is a couple of glasses of water, and I didn't even have my first glass of water until about 5 p.m. So let's see what's happening. I can tell you that I feel more or less the same. I don't think I'm healed yet, nor did I expect to be. With gout, it tends to get worse before it gets better, so the fact that it's the same is a bit of a win. And then we'll see what it's like overnight. So I took the temperatures of my feet this morning, of the sore part, and here's the bad foot. You can see it's still swollen in here, this area, and temperature wise, wow, look at that, it's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 89, 90, and if I go to the healthy foot, same spot, it's at 77, so that's consistent with this morning. The bad foot is actually a little bit hotter, so is that good? Maybe it is. Maybe it's pushing out the evil faster. What it is it's uric acid that basically my kidneys aren't able to clear out, and it pools with gravity to the bottom of your foot, as I mentioned earlier, but it's the uric acid crystals are in there, and the body needs to break it down to be able to circulate them and get it out. So let's see what happens overnight. I'll check in 12 hours. Hopefully I've got some good news, and if not, the fast continues. Okay, so I'm back. It's now 9 a.m. on day 2. I didn't sleep great. I was up at about 5 o'clock. My foot's still kind of hurting. It's a little bit better. I can put a bit of weight on it, but clearly not better yet. So I'm going to continue the fast. We'll see how I am in the middle of the day. I may have to go all the way till tomorrow to really cure this thing, but that's it takes what it takes, and that's what I've got to do. So now that we're fasting into day 2, I'm going to be sipping on salt water. You start to lose the electrolytes through your pee, and if you're not eating anything, your electrolytes are going down. And that's not a good thing. It's fine to get the water out, but the electrolytes we need. So we're going to put some back in the body. So I take a 16-ounce water bottle, and I add 2 salts. So the first one is the pink salt, the Himalayan salt, and just a half teaspoon. And the second salt is the official name is potassium chloride. But you can get this as it's called no salt in your grocery store. They'll usually have it, but if not, I got this off Amazon. It's $10 Canadian, and it lasts like forever. So it's a lot. So a half teaspoon of this, a half teaspoon of this. Put it with 16 ounces of water, and that should last you. Just sip on it, okay? Don't chug it because you're thirsty. Sip on it. It's salty. I mean, it's not particularly enjoyable, but it's okay. It's fine. So that's what I'll be doing today. Let's take the temperature of my feet again, of the sore part. So the swelling has spread a little bit, so that's good, I think. I'm still pretty sore, and here we are. 88 degrees last night. It was around 90. And my good foot, just for comparison, 74. So there we have it. I'll come back to you in a while, and the fast continues. Fasting is okay. It's actually really good for your whole body, and you've got to be a little bit tough to avoid the temptation of food, and I'll have no coffee again. All right, talk to you in a bit. Okay, it's now almost 9 p.m. on day 2. I've now been fasting for 48 hours, And I'm way better, but not completely better. So the beat goes on. I'm not going to eat until tomorrow sometime, hopefully in the morning. I have a strong suspicion that I'm going to be much better by the morning. So let's just have a look. So there's a bit of a bump here. This is where the swelling is. It's not nearly as angry as it was over here. It's still really cooking. Look at that, I got 91 degrees. And if I go to my good foot, it's 77. So there's a lot of action going on there. So the thing about fasting, it's got lots of good things going for it, but one of the things that happens as you get along into the 24-hour range is you get autophagy, which is when your body's good cells basically start to eat the bad cells. So it's really good for healing. Also, your stem cells, they really kick in as you get to about 48 hours. There is stem cells that are activated at around the 24-hour mark, but as you go along the spectrum of hours fasted, it really takes a ramp, and that of course is great for healing as well. So, and also they say anti-aging, so right on, I'll take that. So here I am, I'm at 48 hours, I'm going to go to 60 for sure to tomorrow morning. Hopefully tomorrow morning I'll break the fast. I'm a little bit hungry, but it's not too bad. And for sure, I want to get this thing solved, so I'm not going to eat until this is quite a bit better than it is. Maybe not 100%, but certainly quite a bit better. I can put weight on the foot. I'm walking on it now. It's way better. The swelling that was underneath, like the pad area, has really come down, so I can put weight on the foot. All right, talk to you in the morning. All right, so now it's the evening of day 3. I'm on 72 hours. I was hoping to report to you this morning of a miraculous cure, but it hasn't quite happened yet. So let's have a look. I'm going to say I'm 80% better, but I was really planning on being 100% before I break the fast. So not quite there. I'm going to go overnight, so it'll be 84 hours in the morning, and hopefully that's it. So here's, let's just do a little temperature test. Yeah, so it's really cooking, 94 degrees. Now this, and here's the healthy foot, 77. So let's try to push it out. In the past, my gout has come in these 2 toes. So the biggest toe and the middle toe. This time it's come on the bone on the side, and I don't know if that's what's making it so stubborn, because in the past when I've fasted, it's been about 36 hours, maybe 40 hours, and that's been beautiful. So this is a little bit longer. But hey, I'm at 72 hours, so I'm going to enjoy the benefits, the autophagy and the stem cells and increased HGH and testosterone. So there's all sorts of great things that happen in a fast. And while I'm going through this, I'm going to, enjoy the maximizing of those benefits. So that's it for now. I'll talk to you in the morning, and wish me luck. All right, it's day 4, 4 p.m. I've now fasted for 91 hours. I had no intention of going that long, but this thing's been a bit stubborn. But finally, I'm at about 95%. I'm not 100% there, but I can walk normally. I had been walking on the outside of my foot, but now I'm quite comfortable going normal. There's still a tiny bit of swelling, but I expect that'll be gone by the morning. And frankly, I'm ready to eat. So let's just have a look. My last check-in. Here's my bad foot. And if you look at the feet, they almost look the same now. The swelling's almost completely gone. Just a little bit left over on this side. Temperature, about 82. And the temperature on the good foot, 75. So still 7 degrees off, but almost the same. And I think I've pretty much done the job. So like I said, a little longer than normal, but there's all sorts of great benefits of fasting anyway. You can search prolonged fasting, and you'll find all sorts of great information on getting your HGH up and getting this autophagy effect and having the stem cells work and heal all sorts of things in your body that might have been neglected. And you know what? It's not that hard. Fasting takes a little bit of resolve, a little bit of discomfort because you're bored and you get a little hungry, but it's not that bad, guys. Give it a try, and let me know what happens with your gout and how this helps you in your journey to fix this problem. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Hit the subscribe and the like if you don't mind. That would be awesome, and I'll talk to you soon.